everybody, welcome to a new KSP series that I thought I'd start up. I just got done installing all of the mods and I hope you guys enjoy it. So basically the inspiration I had for this series was a series called Coming Home Redux by Karnasa, and I have a lot of the similar mods from that series. So basically I just going to start a new science save here, and then once we get into that science save we'll do some basic stuff like grabbing probes, sticking some mystery goo into that, getting enough science to upgrade and progress with the tech tree. Hopefully we have some more interesting stuff to do later on, but this is just going to be one of those episodes, unfortunately, that we just have to you're just going to have to kind of bear with me, because it's going to be one of the most boring episodes. So I am sorry for that, but let's begin. So here we are in the VAB. I'm just gonna grab a probe, and yeah. So I'm gonna grab a probe. I'm gonna stick some stuff on it, I'm assuming. Since recording me was kind of slow at doing this, I promise I will get better. But in the meantime, we're just gonna have to wait. Otherwise, I'll have to cut this recording off again. Okay, there we go. So at this point, I think I'm just fumbling around, wondering where my Mark 1 command pod is. Mostly because I installed a certain mod, I'm assuming, that basically made me not have the Mark 1 command pod in the beginning stages of the game, and instead start with, Sputnik probe, all that different stuff. So unfortunately, we're going to have to roll with the Sputnik probe for our first little test until we can unlock some more science to unlock the Mark 1 command pod. So that's what we're going to start by doing, and I'm just going to load this probe up with some, mystery goo, a thermometer, I believe, and eventually we're going to be able to launch it. Here's me again, just looking through all the probes, being kind of confused about where the Mark 1 pod is. But eventually I grab the science. So I'm just slapping a mystery goo container on there with a thermometer, renaming the craft to, I believe, Science 1, and then launching it. So here we are on the launch pad. We are just doing some basic experiments like the mystery goo and the thermometer. So I'll have this done pretty soon, and I'll just time lapse to the point where we're in the Research and Development Center. Once we get there, we can unlock some new science items and hopefully some more complicated experiments. Okay, see you there. So here we are in Research and Development. I am looking at the different nodes I can purchase. Currently, we're looking at Basic Rocketry and Engineering 101. You can see on the sidebar there, I'm looking specifically for the Mark 1 command pod in any of these nodes, but I don't think we'll be able to unlock it till a bit later. So that is unfortunate. So I ended up just, since I had enough science points, just ended up getting both of those. Basic Rocketry and Engineering 101. So we will have a plentiful amount of new parts, especially with the mods, to work with for science gathering and different stuff like that. So yeah, basically we're just going to head back to the VAB and start designing a new rocket that can hopefully get us further. Okay? And once again, we are back in the vehicle assembly building to design the greatest rocket you have ever seen. Totally. So, eventually I'll just delete the command pod that we have on screen now, and hopefully grab a regular command pod that we can use to go further. Or, I believe what happened in the final clip or cut I just chucked a solid rocket booster on there, and forgot to put a parachute on. So I guess we'll see how that one turns out. Spoiler alert, not very well. So I'm just going to chuck some fins on there, and then I'm going to launch it after renaming it to like Science 2 or something. And yeah, this is not going to go well. And here we are, back on the launch pad. I just pressed launch immediately, and look where we're going, straight for the vehicle assembly building. I'm sure this is going to go great. And at this moment I realized that I forgot to put a parachute on it. So it's going to be super fun to crash into the ground at supersonic speeds. Luckily, at this point, I realized that I probably should just give up. But why would I do that if I wouldn't get to see the explosion at the end? So here we go, we're just heading back towards the ground. I had collected the science for whatever reason, in the false hope that I would survive plummeting towards the ground. And yeah, I think I just sped this part up a little bit. I think we're just going to land, I think, like north of the launch pad. I say land, it's not really landing, it's more like spontaneously combusting. But impact in 3, 2, 1, kaboom! And we're dead. And from now on, we're just going to time lapse the video until I get to my second launch, so I can walk you guys through what happens in it. And then one launch after that, I reckon we'll be finished for the video. So I got a lot of editing to do from here, but I hope you guys enjoy the rest of it. I'll see you soon. And we're back on the launch pad with our first crewed mission of this save. So we've got, of course, the lovely Jebediah Kerman in our little capsule there. After we turn on that blinding camera, we turn that swiftly back off. And the aim of this mission is to collect science in the high atmosphere of Kerbal. Hopefully Jeb's a good enough pilot to not die on this mission. And basically, we're just going to analyze the mystery goo up in the atmosphere along with the thermometer that we have. We also do a mystery goo experiment in the ocean along with that, and that is pretty cool if you ask me, because it's, you know, our first sort of oceanic test. And but unfortunately, with what is it? Raymarch's volumetric clouds, I believe it's called, or the volumetric clouds by BlackRack, it is kind of unfortunate because there is a bug with volumetric clouds with BlackRack, which unfortunately makes all of the water, for whatever reason, turn black. So on landing in the water, you will see that the water, for a strange reason, turns black, and I don't really know why that happens. Eventually, sometime after this, I will contact BlackRack via the Patreon and try and work out a solution for this, because it is really annoying, and it definitely hinders my ability to play the game, because, you know, it's a bad visual bug, and it's very, very distracting. And if I want to set up any water bases, I really can't, because there isn't really any water left, as you'll see here in a second. So we're just coming down now, and then you'll see the really strange effect that happens. And you'll see me shaking my camera around a lot because I'm really angry about, because it's, happens a lot. So soon enough we'll touch down. Unfortunately, didn't time warp very fast, or the parachute is just very, very slow. So I guess we're just waiting until we touch down, so I won't be speaking for a second. And now you can see that really weird effect where the water, for whatever reason, turns black. So you see me recover my capsule really quickly here because I don't want to see it, because it's, really weird. And now that we're back in the Space Center and collecting all of our science, you can actually see that even in the Space Center, the water still spreads with this weird black effect all the way across the screen until we enter a different building, like what we're in now, research and development, after we unlocked, I forget exactly what this one is called. Let me just double check here. The wings one in the middle there. I think it's like stability. Yeah, stability, that's right. Yeah, but it doesn't actually go away until we enter a different building, like R&D, vehicle assembly building, spaceplane hangar. So again, I will unfortunately have to talk to Blackrack about that kind of stuff, but I'll just time-lapse the rest of this little bit until we get back into the VAB and we design our last rocket of the day, I believe, to collect some science in the very high atmosphere. And we are on the launch pad one last time for our final launch of the day. Isn't that exciting? Not really. But here we are, off we go. It's quite a fast rocket, which is nice. I think in this area we get up to about 30 kilometers above the atmosphere, which is pretty okay if you ask me. It's not too bad, and I have sped this section of it up a little bit, because otherwise I would have had to talk for about 5 minutes straight to get through the entire launch, which I cannot do. So yeah, this segment's only about 2 minutes long. It's the last bit of launching that we're going to be doing. So right now, what's happening on screen is I'm just taking some experiments from our 2 science experiments on the side of the capsule and the thermometer. And after I've done that, I am coming back down right now, actually, back down towards the clouds and preparing to deploy my parachute to land safely. I believe on this launch we don't have the strange black effect that was happening earlier, which is nice. So it only does happen occasionally, which is nice, but yeah, I will still speak to Blackrack about that. And as you can see, we're coming down really, really fast. If you look at our meters per second, and then as soon as the full parachute deploys, we lose a ton of speed very quickly. So poor Jeb must have experienced a lot of G's down there. And then once we finally land in the ocean here, which even at like 2 times speed, it's going to take a long time. And here we are, splashed down, and we're going to recover the capsule. Immediately after this, I would go into the Research and Development Center. Realized I didn't even have enough for anything. So eventually I just ended up going back to the main menu and ending the video. So that will be it from me for now. And I really do hope you enjoyed. This was my first KSP video. I hope I get better at editing and doing this kind of thing later on. But I do appreciate anyone that was willing to watch it. So thank you very much. Bye bye.